Hello, in today's video we're going to look at the Ampligame A8 from Fifine. This is a RGB microphone, as you can see here in front of me. This whole video will be done using the microphone, so if you see bits where I'm unboxing it, I will be dubbing over those bits just to make sure that end to end all you hear is this microphone and what you should be seeing to get. I try to do as very little post-processing as possible, just to make sure you know exactly what you're getting. I do a very slight noise gate just to take out the background noise in my room, but everything else will be exactly as out of the box, just so you get a good idea of what this thing is capable of. So without further ado, let's get straight on into the unboxing. So opening up the box, inside we have the microphone, as you can see, and first of all we'll pull out the instruction manual. Quite a detailed instruction manual, tells you how to set everything up on the computer and change all your RGB settings. Next is the box of accessories. Inside you have a boom mount, so like I did at the beginning of the video, I've attached it to my boom arm. And also a USB-C cable. So on the one end we have a USB type A and a USB type C on the other side, all held together with this Velcro strap. Next we have the microphone itself, condenser cardioid microphone with plus or minus 40 sensitivity or minus 3 dB and a frequency response of 50 Hz to 20 kHz. As you can see, it's all sprung held to stop any vibration from your desk or whatever. And this pop filter on the front. So the pop filter is detachable. It just clips off of the, I'm going to call it the halo around the bottom. And my poor camera really struggles to autofocus on this sort of mesh material, so sorry about that. But you can just about make out that the mesh is a lot finer on the pop filter. So by turning the screw on the side, we just release the movement. And on the bottom here we have a 3.5mm jack and your USB type C input, or output rather. And a volume knob on the back here for your microphone's gain. I'll set that right to the highest for now. And this is your button for adjusting your RGB, so that just changes the light setting. And on the top here you have a mute button. So in review of the Ampligame A8, there's quite a few good features here to talk about. So first of all, I'm going to go straight for the RGB. So as you can see, I've got the RGB switched on here, and you can switch between many different settings just by pressing the button on the back, and we can adjust and go through different colours. And as you could see at the start, I had it on just a rotating blend through all the colours. If I can find that again. There we are. So that's quite nice to have on your desk. It makes it a bit more of a centrepiece, to be honest, and it's not very distracting, I will say. From my side, I've got the pop filter in front of me, which is detachable, so you can remove that and put it back on again if you want it. That probably stops a bit of the glare in your face and stops that pop sound being transferred to the microphone. The next thing I want to talk about is the mute button on the top, which is very, very handily placed right on the top of the microphone. It's not haptically touch, it's just touch your finger on it and it will go. One thing I will say is that when pressing it, because it's attached to the microphone itself, you're going to get a bit of a donk noise transferred through the microphone. I'll sort of explain, I'll show that here, and I'll mute and unmute a couple of times just so you see what I'm talking about. So really good, and it's in a really handy place. Just a bit annoying that you're going to get that donk noise if you use it, but it could be handy at the last minute just to turn that off. You also have adjustment for the microphone volume on the base of the unit, which is round the back, which is always handy. If you can't get to all your dials in OBS or something like that, you can physically adjust it if somebody in your chat shouts out you're too loud or you're too quiet. It also has a headphone 3.5mm jack on the bottom of the microphone, and that's not just a straight output from the microphone. You can actually set that as an audio adapter in your computer if that's what you're using it with, so you could have your game sounds coming out of that as well as your microphone monitoring on it, which is really handy. So it's like an extension cable for your headphones, which can be really useful if this is your sort of podcast layout, and I've found that's quite powerful and can run my studio headphones okay, so which is quite hard to do, to be fair. It's Type-C on the bottom, which is good to see. No doubt will plug in straight to your phone if you wanted to record on that. I will say the setup you're seeing here, where it's on a boom arm, is just how I like to record these review videos. It actually comes on its own desktop stand, but it also comes with the adapter, so you can adapt it to any standard boom arm, which I've got here. I'll put a link in the description to a cheap boom arm on Amazon, so if that's the route you want to go to, it's really easy to add this straight onto one of those. Sound quality wise, it reminds me a lot of the Maono that I did a review on quite a while ago. The sound quality is very, very good. I like that it can pick up from quite a long range, but also if it's straight in front of you, you get a real good sound coming through. My voice can be quite difficult to get because it's quite low, but this microphone and the Maono seem to pick it up very, very well. I think I'll probably be taking the Maono out of service and going to the Fifine now, because I quite like the way that this not only looks but this sounds. So at this price point, I've got to say I'm very impressed with the quality of this microphone. It's ideal for sort of podcasting, streaming, gaming, that sort of thing. A really good and capable microphone for the money. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you've got any questions about the microphone, any setting, anything like that, just throw it down in the comments section, and I'll try and answer whatever I can. We'll also do a blog post, and that'll be linked in the description. So I hope you've liked the video. If you have, please like it and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.